Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.
We are live. Welcome to the Market Update. I'm your host, Bill Noble. This show is brought to you by TokenMetrics.com. If you need a roadmap in crypto and you need to make money in crypto, then subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live from places like NFT LA. And of course, if you like the content, please give us the thumbs up. All right, let's welcome everybody on the stream. We have Aiken, Notorious Love, thank you. Fernando, LFG, Chase, First On, Edwin, good afternoon. Sean, okay. We have Nigeria, Belgium in the house up late. Appreciate that, right? LA is here, welcome, okay. Zurich, we appreciate you out there, okay. Rob Perkins, hello. Right, we have people checking in from South Africa and all over the world. Right, I'm getting some love for my new haircut. Actually, it's the same haircut. It's just without the hat today because it's Friday and I'm just freestyling the look. All right, Space Cowboy that says, "How do I get a hoodie?" Well, I believe we have a Token Metrics store, right? Or we have a store, but the hoodie's sold out. But I will get information on that for a future stream, okay? Patrick is here, right? Jersey is in the house. Welcome, okay? Now, let's talk about something important for Token Metrics customers. So I got the phone call this morning. It was like, ring, ring. Hey, Bill, we need you to get on the stream and talk to Token Metrics customers. Now, as I do this, all right, this is an important message, an important idea of why it's great to be in the Token Metrics community. Okay. Now, so let's start with the announcement for Token Metrics customers. So this applies to anybody who was a customer before the month of February. Let me say that again. Anybody who was a customer, right, sort of February and before, as I understand it, right, is eligible for this airdrop. So let me explain this. I'm going to read it verbatim. The email sent to our Token Metrics customers, early supporters, influencers, etc., for the Astra DAO airdrop is real. So if you're a Token Metrics customer and you've been getting emails about Astra DAO, those emails are real. You need to complete the KYC, that's form number 1, and the whitelist form, that's form number 2, by April 7th. Okay? We are excited to share this Token Metrics. We're excited to share that the Token Metrics team and community have been early contributors and sponsors to this new open source, decentralized DeFi project called Astra DAO. Note, that is not Token Metrics token. Token Metrics does not own Astra DAO. It is a decentralized platform that we have supported in its development. Astra DAO is now ready for launch. So to receive this exclusive airdrop, you, as in Token Metrics customers, will need to complete the following form by April 7th. That's the KYC form and the whitelist form. And finally, you will need to provide an Ethereum wallet address. Not a wallet address at an exchange, but an Ethereum wallet address. Okay? Now, since the whole world is going to ask, what is Astra DAO? It is a decentralized, non-custodial, automated crypto asset allocator built on Ethereum. All right. That's what AstraDAO is. So if you've been a customer or you've been a supporter of Token Metrics, check your email and fill out your paperwork, right? You have KYC, whitelist, and Ethereum address. All right. So with the announcements and the business done, let's kick into your market update. Oh my God. Zilliqa and more. Zilliqa. Now, we're going to talk about the moonshot, how Token Metrics helped you with the moonshot. And of course, it's not lost on me that it's once again time to find support because we're having a red weekend. What does that mean? Well, it means everyone gets upset and afraid about what's going to happen with the war over the weekend. Putin's going to shut off everybody's natural gas unless they pay in rubles. So, NATO scares everyone on Friday and the Russians scare everyone on Sunday. Now it looks like they're trying to reverse roles, right? Russia couldn't scare the market on Sunday, so they've moved to the Friday strategy. All right. So after they scare everybody, if it works, then the market goes down, and that's the market update. All right. Now, if it doesn't work, right, 4 or 5 days of sort of indigestion and fear will be good for crypto because crypto runs or rallies on fear. Crypto is a part of the new monetary order. All right. So I'm assuming crypto is to be bought on dips until further notice. Right? We talked about this yesterday and the day before that. We find a support point. Okay. We get involved. If we get stopped out, okay, we got stopped out. But if we don't get stopped out, right, and all this fear turns out to be, I don't know, temporary or has nothing to do with the new monetary order, then we can see moves like what we're seeing in Zilliqa. So this is a 4-hour chart, right? Zilliqa has a 13 and a 9 top, right? After moving from 4 cents to 21 cents and having this be like the Google search item, right? So it moved from 4 to 21 and everyone became interested. Now, this might be a top at a tactical level. So if you're thinking about FOMOing into Zilliqa, all right, you might want to wait a day or two to see if it really is a top or if people are buying dips. Now, on the 90-minute chart, what you want to see short term. So you're watching this Friday, the last day of March, okay? So this 90-minute chart, right, will be out of date by the time you see it. But what you want to see is you want to see the market go down, maybe 8 to 12 bars at a time, and then have green candles come back. Right. So you're going to probably run into heavy profit taking in the beginning. But Zilliqa has got the metaverse as a service. So you've heard of software as a service in Web 2, right? Now Zilliqa is like, oh, wait, you need the metaverse? You need to get into metaverse. Oh, we have like a software service that helps you get in the metaverse. Hence the moonshot, right? We always talk about these things. I've talked about Zilliqa. Smart people have been on the stream asking about it. I was like, well, this could be a bottom, but it needs a catalyst. Well, metaverse as a service is quite the catalyst. On a 90-minute chart, you want to see bulls coming in, right? Simple as that. When it goes down, you want to see the bulls coming in. If you see lame upticks, that's not going to give you what you need. All right. Weekly, Zilliqa. So on a weekly basis, if Zilliqa is closing above 0.156 or something about 16 cents, then, you can look for a new high at 28 cents. So Zilliqa had this massive run up in early 2021. Now it sounds like they've got a better catalyst. So if it's above 16 cents or if it dips to 16 cents, and you're like, I got to get involved, I got to take a shot, that's where you would try to get it if you thought it was going to 28, okay? Just keep in mind, when you have these things that just dramatically outperform the market, sometimes you have one of two things. You have, on one hand, like Rune, okay, you've got like, I don't know, 48 hours to buy a dip before the next move happens, or you've got this thing where the easy money has been made, retail piles in at the top, and smart money distributes to retail, right, resulting in an extended consolidation. So I would prefer to buy dips in bigger coins or even buy dips in ZIL rather than FOMO in as you're watching this on March 31st, right? If the market is going to have war scares over the weekend, that's going to be your opportunity. Now, if you look at the really big picture in ZIL, 27 cents is possible, okay? Somebody will undoubtedly talk about 42 cents, all right? That's what people will talk about. Is that a realistic price prediction? Probably not. I'm guessing 27 cents is more realistic. Now, if I get proved wrong, okay, one hint that that is not correct is how the market reacts off any test of, say, 15 cents or 16 cents. In other words, if the market goes down there, right, and there's just monster buyers, well, that's an indication of where this thing may go. So it's about how aggressive people are on the dip. Now, speaking of aggressive, tokenmetrics.com found Zilliqa on March 23rd. On March 23rd, Zilliqa, the Token Metrics grade, that's the blue line. The grade, right, which is the AI's way of saying, hey, check it out. The grade went to 80 as Zilliqa was doing nothing. And then in the red line, right, 7 or 8 days later, Zilliqa went straight up. Now, does it work that way every time? No. But if you missed Zilliqa, and I have seen instances in small coins, right, where, you know, the grade will spike as something is trading in a range, and then the thing just explodes. This happens all the time. Now, I'm doing it more on the stream because, frankly, this is saved for Token Metrics customers. But I have said, and I can be chill about it now. I'm like, hey, if you had a Token Metrics subscription like 2 weeks ago when we're still running the discount, you know, I mean, you got a 5x in Zilliqa. Okay, again, the visual trends indicator, which is like a trend indicator for Zilliqa. Now, it doesn't look very exciting, but, you know, it got you out, right, a couple of months ago in early January, and it got you back in 5 days before the moonshot. Okay, let's talk about Bitcoin. So some FUD early this morning, and we don't know if it's FUD or not, but on-chain data circulated on Twitter from @PositiveCrypto shows the following, right? Significant movement, 10,000 Bitcoin has moved, right, for, you know, from a wallet that hasn't had any activity for 7 to 10 years, which means some big person is likely moving Bitcoin around. Now, are they going to unload the Bitcoin, or are they going to sell the Bitcoin to Michael Saylor, or are they going to use it to pay for gas in Russia? Well, we don't know, but clearly, as this data shows from the chart, okay, from Look Into Bitcoin, that every time you have this type of movement, right, it's a whale moving Bitcoin to sell, and it's made the top of the market the last 2 times. Okay, so this tweet hits, everyone freaks out. Now, how am I going to play it? So this is bearish, and if you read this, somebody's going to unload Bitcoin, and the market should get vaporized. All right, well, if that's the case, then that's the market update. We'll see on Monday. But that's not true. That's not what we're doing today. What we're going to do is we're going to see if the bad news about the war, right, and somebody moving Bitcoin around really does create a top, right? If it does, okay, you get stopped out. If it doesn't create a top, then there's a monster opportunity because, you will have proven that whoever sold all this Bitcoin, assuming they're selling it, someone gobbled it up. So we'll see. Okay. Glassnode is showing, right? This is a new indicator called Accumulation Trend. Purple means smart money is buying. Okay. Lately, as the trend started higher, smart money has come back in. Smart money didn't play in the range. So demand disappeared, right? And I didn't know how to read that initially. So are people FOMOing in? And if they do FOMO in, right, if big money starts coming in to buy, will they be right? Or will they be met by the guy in the prior slide? The battle is joined, and over the next 3 to 4 days, we're going to find out. So you can grab your popcorn and wait, because what we're going to do is find support, pick our spots, and take our shots. All right. Now, also from Glassnode, the percentage of Bitcoin entities in profit, meaning where's people's P&L? Are people making money in crypto or losing money? Net in Bitcoin. So it looks like, there's a level in black there. It's like 75%. So when 3/4 of the people have got profit in Bitcoin, that level is associated with bottoms actually, right? So once people were like, ooh, the market scares me, then they start to make a little money. The market does okay. So if somebody unloads and the market holds, then people have got, they got a little house money to play with. So we're going to see smart money bought it. People have profits. If somebody comes in to sell, if they can hold on to the profits, then the market should go back up. Now, let's talk about the real scary stuff. Stocks. Oh my God. I'm not going to sleep this weekend looking at this thing. Okay. Stocks are closer to its all-time high than they should be. Right? Crypto is way below its all-time high, and I can't believe everybody is selling Ethereum today. It's asinine, right? But they're selling it because they're afraid in stocks. Okay, they're afraid in stocks. So we're going to have to deal with that on Friday, and we're going to have to deal with it on Monday, because weekend war trades are going to happen, right? If they're going to smack crypto around, it's going to be because legacy players use it as a hedge, right? And we're going to have to deal with that on weekends. But what have I been saying? Let's find support, right? Find support. If you find support and they have these scare trades, that's an opportunity to participate in the new monetary order. Now, with Bitcoin, everybody seems to know that 45,000 is support, because 45,000 is support. Okay, so if there is an overshoot and there's a scare, 44,255 is the DeMark level of choice. Okay, so if everyone freaks out, I'm expecting to see buyers at 45, and I'm definitely expecting to see buyers below 45 at 44. Okay, now again, if that doesn't hold, well, okay, we'll do a new market update. But over the weekend, that's what you want to wait for. You want to wait for them to come to you. Let the war scare them all out of the future of money. Okay. Now, Ethereum, 3210 is a level. 3100 is a level. On the 4-hour chart, there's the DeMark 13 top. If you're new, what's a 13 top? Well, it comes from quantitative technical analysis, right? It's a set of signals that say, all right, this is either the top of a trend, or the top of a range, or the top of the first part of a trend. So to indicate that, you have 13s and 9s. Those are the numbers that you look for. It's like counting a certain set of conditions. So when I see it for the 9th time, I might make a decision. And when I see something for the 13th time, I might make a decision. That's why the numbers are bold-faced. So you get the 13 top in ETH, it comes off. Okay. We kind of knew that, right? We're waiting for it to come to support. So if it comes to support and it holds, we're good. Now, total 3, the heartbreaker chart, right? The chart I never wish I'd seen. Total altcoin market cap. So total 3 on TradingView is altcoin market cap minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is the second time I have seen this thing almost break out, only to get slammed back down. The number used to be 700 billion. Now it's 800. So what are we going to need? Well, we're going to need the war trade to go away, right? That's number one. And then we're going to need Solana, Avalanche, and Phantom, along with maybe Cardano, to lead the way out, to lead the way higher, right? Those will be the altcoin leaders. So if Solana and Avalanche and Phantom don't lead the way out, well, then, we're back to the drawing board in crypto. Let's talk about Avalanche. We have a teacup and handle formation. Okay, we've got everybody taking profits in Avalanche in front of 100. That's kind of understandable. You had a lot of people, feel some real heat, get their bags really hurt with a move down to 60. So you can understand if people are like, oh, you know what? We got war. It's at 100. I'm out. All right. The thing is, if Avalanche becomes part of the future of DeFi, right? If all the functionalities that Avalanche has and all the cases and the stories that our fundamental people have put forward comes true, this teacup and handle points to much higher prices. Now, if Avalanche goes to like 95 or 88, somewhere in that zone, okay, I think that's a zone where you take a look at it. Okay, now let's talk about Solana. We talked about Solana yesterday, and you're like, hey, Bill, that looks just like the Zilliqa graph. I'm like, yeah, it does. It does. Because Solana is the number one rated coin, which is very rare to have a big cap at the top of our ratings. The Token Metrics grade exploded to 94. Solana has done well. We've been pounding the table on this, but this is not over in Solana. It's not. Basically, everybody sold. Everybody gave up at the bottom. Solana traded terrible for weeks. It looked like it was dead, to be honest. But then our AI found it, and, it went from, 90 to where it is right now, and it's probably headed higher. Now, where is it headed? Okay, well, 125 is a key level. So to get excited about upside in Solana, it has to be above 125. If it's not above 125, you can hang out and wait for a dip. Now, upside targets, you could look at 140, 220, or 240, right? And you're like, Bill, that's ridiculous. Well, if I had said that Zilliqa was going to go from 4 cents to 21 cents, you would have said I was out of my mind. So if Solana acts like Zilliqa, then, you have to be looking for upside levels. Use your Token Metrics AI. The science allows you to use your imagination. Now, for Solana, we also have, for all coins that have at least some price history, we've got a trend indicator, right? So, when momentum, moving averages, quant math beeps green, it's a buy. And the way this indicator works, and of course, red with a sell, but when you get the signal and then you get gratification after the signal. So if it says green, it goes up. Okay, that's a signal it might be working, and you want to start buying the next dip, right? Which is what we want to be doing in Solana. Okay, now on a weekly, Solana, if it gets above 136, that could be yet another trigger point. So most likely, if it's not a disaster over the weekend, Solana is just going to come in on Monday morning and start headed back for 136. Now, if it's a disaster, it's a disaster. But if it's not, right, that's when something like Solana can just take off. If you look at a weekly chart of Solana, where's the resistance? We drew resistance on other charts, right? I drew like 220, 240, but it's like blue sky until 243. So if Solana wants to go back to its high, if they can't kill this market with the war, then there's a lot of upside, okay? Now, Rune, okay, this has been a huge outperformer. Cross-chain DeFi, not investment advice, okay? We've liked this coin, liked the chart, and now we're at this big inflection point at 12. The most recent round of new highs has not been confirmed by new highs in stochastics. What's the point? The point is, if you've been looking for a dip in Rune, I swear, if there isn't a dip on this, right, if people don't take profits, right, you should see some profit taking, right? If you do see profit taking, that's an opportunity. It may last, I don't know, 3-4 days. But I swear, if you have a negative signal like this, just like in Bitcoin, you have a negative signal and it doesn't produce downside, then you have to just look out, right? But if you missed Rune, then I say wait 3 days to see if you can grab it on a profit-taking flush. Luna might be something similar. So there's resistance in Luna at 109. Okay. There's also support in Luna at 103. So what they may do is they may hit crypto over the weekend, but if Luna on Monday comes back above 103 or takes out 109, okay, the talk is from other chart people that I respect that there's a lot of upside here. Okay. Now with Luna, again, buying strength has not worked over the last month. Every time you've bought Luna when it's up, you've gotten hosed. So the way to do this is probably try to buy it, either near 103, or if it gets hammered over the weekend, right, take whatever dip is there and bet that it turns around in, say, 4 days and takes out 109. So it's like, you put your bids at 95-ish, not investment advice, and you put your stop below 90, and you see if you can get 140 or 200 out of Luna. All right. Now, I think we've made the point with Zilliqa that it would be a good idea to take advantage of 25% off any annual plan or any plan at all, right, for Women's History Month, which has basically 12 hours left in it. So if you're seeing this on the 31st, jump in, right? Because a Token Metrics subscription can pay for itself, right, in 1 day, in 12 hours, in less than that. It can pay for a lot of other things too, depending on what kind of market you're in. And as I've said over and over again, if you're going to make money in crypto, right, do it now. If it's going to go up, it's going to go up now. It's going to go up in April and May, right? Now, again, we have war and stuff going on, but fear trades over the weekend, feed rallies during the week, and that is the market update. Now, one brief appendix on NFTs, okay? This is the power of conviction. Last night, there was an Azuki party in Los Angeles. I would have to say that was the hottest ticket in town by far, probably for this year. Somebody got airdropped $450,000 worth of Azuki. All right. They announced that airdrop last night at the party. So when you invest in NFTs, try to remember this. The big boys for the moment own that space. If you can find the hidden gem, which Token Metrics can help you with, right? We found Azuki at 3 ETH. Okay. So if you want to play and with the big boys, you got to stick with us because the big boys own the NFT space because the experience attached to Azuki, the experience attached to Bored Ape, the guys here in LA prancing around with Bored Ape sweatshirts, right? They're happy to tell you all about their collection and what they have and what that gives them access to. So when you play in NFTs, you can lose money. It's just like Vegas, but you can also make money. Okay. In Vegas, the house wins every time. In NFTs, well, you got a better shot than in Vegas. And the only place to get real research with math about NFTs is tokenmetrics.com. And that is the market update. Now let's go to the chat. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. All right. So we talked about Luna, right? Definitely interested in Gala. That's Wendy O's favorite. Okay. We got a request for TEL. Okay. All right, King, what's up? How you doing? Okay, ETH is bouncing off its 200-day moving average. Okay. Is this not the top? No, I don't think it's the top, but let's be smart about how we do this. Okay. Somebody is saying, can U.S. residents participate in Astra DAO? I believe that is being airdropped to Token Metrics customers. I have not been told that there's a country limit on where that goes. I'm just told it goes to customers, partners, and affiliates. Okay. All right. We got Javier from Mexico in the house. Okay. Aiken, in my next life, I want to be a Fed chairman so I don't have to be responsible for anything I say or do. Right. Yeah. Right. Crypto is a part of the new monetary order because these guys are getting exposed. Right. Money printing has come back to haunt all of us. All right. Somebody's saying hit that like button. Okay. Now, we talked about Audius in the title of our show. So let's get to an Audius price prediction, and let's get you set up on Audius for all the people who were patient enough to hang around. Okay. Now, Audius is one of these coins where, everyone gives up at 50 cents and there's mass despair, right? And then everybody piles back in at $1 only to get hosed. Okay, so let's focus in on the daily chart. Audius had gone all the way up to 375 way back when, right? 275. Now, Audius has built this giant base. And sometimes the bigger the base, the higher in the space, right? In other words, is it finally time for the Audiuses, for the thetas of the world to take off? Are you going to get scared out of this trade just because there's a down day in the market? No. Okay, so let's look at Audius on a weekly chart. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Okay, so there's the 9 bottom, right? Remember how I told you with the mark, you get 13s and 9s, right? When you see this set of conditions, that's an indication of a bottom. Now, here's the catch though, right? It doesn't mean it automatically turns one way or the other. Sometimes you have to wait. In an Audius, they made you wait 9 weeks, as they did in all the rest of crypto. Okay, so what did they do? They chased everyone out. And what are they doing today? They're chasing everyone out again because it goes up and everyone sees a red candle and they go, ooh, can't touch that, right? Now, it's like, wait a minute, it's red. Red means opportunity. Red means opportunity until we're stopped out, right? Until I have to come on the air and eat the humble pie, right? We want to find support. We want to trade the new monetary order. That's what we want to do, okay? Now let's go to an intraday look. Okay, so this is March 31st, okay? Okay, Audius hit, that was a 5-wave top at $1.32. DeMark has a really nice Elliott wave tool that makes things easier, okay? So that was a top. Everyone FOMO'd in at $1.32. That's like what I said at the beginning, right? No one wants it at 60 cents. Everyone wants it at $1.32, okay? Maybe at $1.15, right, where it sort of hung around, right, after the first spike and before the last one. So, Audius, $1.10-ish, $1.15-ish. Is it worth a shot? Sure it is. Sure it is. Are you going to get gratification immediately? I don't know. Audius is one of those things that it waits you out. So does this look okay weekly basis? Yes. March 31st, it looks okay, right? As all altcoins do, right? So don't get scared out of the market, right? Just because there's one red day. Now, let's go to near. Okay. Let's go to Gala because that was a request. Okay, so there are a lot of Gala game fans out there. Lots of them. So Gala on the daily chart, all right, we talked about this. Now, how do trends work in DeMark? You get the initial phase that counts a set of conditions 1 through 9. It's called setup. Then it comes off, right? A counter trend rally should happen according to the theory. So stage 1, right? Up. Sharp rally off. I mean, it's like this is textbook, right? You thought it was going to go up, and then they just completely slammed it. And they may slam it all weekend. But if somebody comes back in and there's green candles and bulls put a bottom underneath this thing, now hopefully it's, somewhere where bulls don't get destroyed. Let's try to find something on the I mean, it could be below, it could be 24 cents. Okay. You just never know what's going to happen over the weekend. The point is that Gala Games on the dip, in my opinion, is going to be a buy, right? Non-investment advice. You're going to want to take your shot. If you're holding Gala, right, you can put your stop in and manage your risk accordingly. But based on the DeMark work, I say give this some time. Okay, give it some time. Okay, I'm not getting anything here on DRR or DRR. Okay, let me just make sure I got that right. I may have written that down wrong. Okay, so we have TEL on KuCoin. Okay, all these altcoins are going to look very similar. Okay, what I'm doing with these things is I'm going to the retracement tool, and I'm looking to see where the 38% is. In this case, in TEL, it's 0.007. Okay, so a 38% retracement of the rally is 0.0075. 62% is 0.0063. So if they get nasty, you want to see it hold above the 618, right? If it's great, then they'll hold at 0.0075. Now, let's go over to NEAR. Because NEAR, like everything else, is kind of getting smacked today. Okay. There's an important level on the 4-hour chart at 1342. So it's currently below that. You might actually get NEAR cheaper. Okay, let's look at the daily chart. Right now on this picture, all right, it makes me a little bit more bullish. Because NEAR is retesting the level where this total avalanche started back in early February. So starting at 13 was where the give up trade accelerated in NEAR. Now it's coming back to 13, right? So this is the NEAR daily chart. Okay, if we look at the NEAR weekly chart, most likely today's correction is not going to look like much. Now, this candle is important because we've talked about this, right? What's the definition of a dip? All right. The definition of a dip, in my mind, is a deceptive candle. So if you're coming and starting a trend, if the market stops, goes up, and then comes back, everyone goes, oh my God, can't touch this. Now, if you've been at the top of a really long rally, and there's massive FOMO, and you see that, that's different. But when a trend is starting, it's a sign of non-belief. So either the war is going to blow up risk assets, in which case that's the market update, okay? Or when people take profits, that's a chance for people to come in and get involved, okay? Can I do a long-term prediction for Cody? Okay, well, folks, a long-term prediction in this market is probably 2 months, because 2 months in crypto is like 2 years in equities. Okay, Cody looks exactly like everything else on the weekly chart. It has a 9 bottom. Okay, so if you've lived with the pain in Cody, then you would stay with it for long term, right? In other words, I would wait until this thing blows me out below these lows or below this DeMarc support point. Now, again, not investment advice. You have to manage your own risk. The people who do long-term price predictions at Token Metrics is our fundamental team. What I can tell you is on a weekly chart, the next best resistance is at 42 cents. So if you're a huge believer in this, you want to go to Token Metrics and check that out. Now, I'm going to be naughty today and not show you Token Metrics on the air. You got to get over there, folks, because we got paying customers looking at it. So, long-term moving average indicators, like the low frequency thing with the green and red dots, okay? That's how you manage your long-term trends, all right? So I'm always willing to help you out, but I got to respect the customers, okay? Zcash. Now, this is tricky because this is like Rune. This is a massive outperformer lately, right? I mean, this has been like smoking higher, smoking. So on a weekly chart, it looks like it's got to hold above 186. So sometimes when a trend starts, you can have these breaks around the DeMarc 4. So if you're going to 9, sometimes right around the 4, you get dips. So if you miss Zcash and you're like, all right, I got to have it, okay, I got to have it, then this is a good dip for you, okay? The problem is identifying support. On the weekly chart, you're below support. On the daily chart, I'm not finding support until, say, 160, all right? I'm sorry, or 147. So let's go to the 4-hour chart. So it's March 31st, and we're doing kind of like a Zcash deep dive, all right? So let's get out some DeMarc intelligent retracement tools, and let's see if I can get some levels out of this for Zcash. All right, so not producing anything of interest there. Let's try fib retracement. All right, so in Zcash, if there's a problem, it should hold 167. That's the 62% retracement of the recent run-up. Now, what it looks like today is that buyers want to try to get it at 175. So Zcash should hold 175 or 167. If it doesn't, then it's over, most likely, right? You want to see the future of money buy a dip. I mean, it was easy to go with this Mo trade here, right? The question is Zcash good on a dip? 175 or 167 over the weekend. Can we check synthetics? Man, I love my DeFi 1.0 when it smokes higher. It feels like as soon as I start loving it, like deep in my heart, I know that's like, oh God, here comes the correction, right? And of course, here is the correction, right? You have the 13 top, right? It goes up, 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 up. The 13 top says, okay, that's enough. Everyone FOMOs in one last time, right? Resistance is at 739 and boom, they drop it. Okay. Now, the question is, do buyers come back in on Monday, right? Now, the thing that's been amazing about synthetics is that people have been willing to pay higher prices. So much so that honestly, we got to go to the weekly chart to find anything that's relevant. Okay. Synthetics looks like it's actually, it wants to like just take off because it's so beat up. I mean, this thing was at 27. It was at 27, right? And now, oops, wait a minute. I wanted that. Okay, so here's the big level in synthetics. The big level in synthetics is $6.84, right? Not a coincidence that the market is battling at that level as we speak. So if synthetics is above $6.84, then you could potentially be off to the races. Like seriously, you could be. Let's look at the DeMark Smart stochastic function on this. To see if that gives us any more hints. Okay, no hints there, but I can tell you this. You want to be on tokenmetrics.com checking to see if these coins start rising to the top of the DeFi ranking pools. You can filter things out by sector. Okay, so I said I wasn't going to do it, but I can't control myself. So I will try to get into tokenmetrics.com here. Okay, and let's see what's happening. Okay, in the DeFi world. So I can hit here and I can go to decentralized finance, right? And it will sort out what the DeFi coins are that are the highest ranking. Now, I don't see synthetics in here right now, but don't despair. These are lower cap coins. They're the ones that usually come to the top. So if we're doing a synthetics deep dive on Token Metrics, okay, here's the technical analysis. Here is the visual trends indicator. And look, synthetics went full bullish, right, several days ago. You got a green signal and then you got gratification. That's the key with this. Okay, if you go back and you look at the summary, you can watch the Token Metrics grading system. So Token Metrics it's got an 88 on a daily, and the weekly is improved to 86. Now, sometimes high grades mean, it's overdone. But that's why you have that other indicator. You've got the green dot visual trends indicator. So that's it for Token Metrics. You got to subscribe. And today's the last day of the 25% off coupon. Okay, Moon River, please. Okay, so here's Moon River. Trying to get green. And what I like to do with coins like this is use fib speed resistance fan and just take a shot and see if I can find anything that resonates, any type of breakout. Okay, so it looks like this was the start of the give up trade, right? So from this point down, it was nothing but red in Moon River. Now the key level in Moon River looks like 70. Okay, so if Moon River holds 70, that would be constructive. It's as simple as that. Now notice, people who got hurt by that down move are getting out at 70. They're getting out. Can you blame them? No. But what's the game we've been talking about? Everybody sells, everybody gets out, and then if it doesn't go down, where's the supply for the next buyer coming in? Find support. That's the game until we're wrong. All right, somebody is looking for Nano. Okay, so I think we've established in Nano, you know, through work on Token Metrics, that Nano is an interesting coin. But the question is, right, is that when does it actually go up? Like, it goes up and then it sits. So one thing markets do before they go up, if they go up, is they bore you to death. And that's probably what's happening in Nano. It's just boring everyone to death. So if you want a price prediction, right, the price prediction, most likely short term, is more boring action. Boring action breeds boring action until a catalyst appears, like Zilliqa. Now, it's easy in Nano to expect a catalyst because Nano is a part of the future of money. You know, now, Nano could be the future of money, right? Don't say that to a Bitcoin maximalist, right? I think there's more than one currency in the fiat world, right? The G3 or the G7, right? You got the US dollar, you have sterling, Swiss franc, yen, right? Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, South African rand, right? You got big currencies out there, and there's got to be room in crypto for more forms of money. So that's how I would approach XNO. Someone's asking about VeChain. Every time I start cheering for VeChain, the whole market goes down. But, VeChain is the currency I love. I love to love it, right? Because it's supply chain. It seems to make sense to me, right? How is a supply chain cryptocurrency blockchain solution not good? Now, as is the case, VeChain makes a new high, pulls everyone in, right? And the question is, will support at 0.0797 hold? That's what you want to see. That's what's on the daily chart of VeChain on March 31st. So what are we talking about? Well, 1 minute we love VeChain and it goes up and we feel amazing. And then it comes off and we get scared and we feel terrible, right? Don't lie. Don't lie. You don't have to lie because I'm feeling it too, right? You see this red and you're like, oh my God. You see stocks, you're like, oh my God. The question is, if you have a cryptocurrency and an altcoin, right, it's only good long-term if you can buy a dip and make money, right? It's easy to grab VeChain and say, okay, at 4 cents, I'm just going to hang on. And then it goes to 9 on a rope, right? The big question is there anyone interested when it goes down? Now, what I'm hoping is that there is somebody interested when it goes down. Okay, let's see what we can get in VeChain. Okay, the good news is I think the conclusion is if it holds 8 cents or if it climbs back above 8 cents. So let them sell it. Let somebody else come in. Let the bulls come in and say, you know what? I want it at 8 cents because honestly, it has not paid to buy VeChain at 8 cents, right, since December. It crashed. Every time it goes to 8 cents, it's collapsed. You want to see evidence that this time is different. Now, in VeChain, as is obvious, this is a clear case potentially of the bigger the base, the higher into space, meaning VeChain has done nothing between 4 cents and 8 cents for so long. That's the base. The longer something makes a base, say a couple of months, the bigger the move is if there's a catalyst, if it goes Zilliqa or Solana, right? You want to see if something can go Zilliqa or Solana. So you're checking basic charts, you're checking token metrics, you're checking this YouTube channel, you're hitting the like button. And that's what I would say for VeChain. Okay. Give me some love on Arweave. Okay. Okay. So Arweave has the similar basing formation, right? The question is it basing or is it dead? Well, to determine that, we have to go to the weekly chart. Now, there's the DeMark 9 bottom. And again, it made the bottom. And all anyone does in this thing is sell every time it goes up. Okay. But is that a bad thing? I would say if they can't take out, you know, if 34.88 holds, I know that's kind of below the market, but if that level holds, then this thing could potentially take off, right? Because it hasn't been able to hold above that level for quite some time, right? In other words, you got to go all the way back to Jan 17, the last time it was at that level. And if you go back to December, that's where our weave with the metaverse rally hit the bottom and moved back up again. Now, whether or not this is a metaverse play or not, okay, what I will tell you about the metaverse from NFT LA, the most compelling talks that I've heard have been about the metaverse and how it connects to Web3, right? About how NFTs as a way to establish ownership, as a way to pay people for being creative, not just creative as in like basket weaving, but creative in terms of the type of businesses that they make. For example, how about a DAO that would inform a big player like Gucci as to what the next design collection should look like? And how about selling that stuff not only in the metaverse digitally, but connecting that NFT to the garment that you'd wear? So the garment may be connected to the artist with a QR code on the garment, and you'd have the NFT in your phone, enhancing status and experience. Remember the story about the Azuki party? So Gen Z, nobody wants, oh, I have a $600 purse. Well, who gives a shit, right? You have a $600 purse. Okay, whatever, right? But if you had a $600 purse that had a digital identity card in it, let's call it, or a digital experience card that got you into, you know, alpha conversations or exclusive parties, then all of a sudden that $600 purse isn't just a purse anymore. So the metaverse angle from this conference seems compelling to me, right? So if you're in a metaverse play, right, and this market doesn't crater, then there's opportunity there, because that trade has not been done, and NFT New York is also coming up. Okay, so somebody's asking me how theta looks. Well, if you look at theta on a weekly chart, frankly, it looks great. I mean, they've been destroying this coin for over a year, right? This is like the Audius of video. They just hit it. And if you look at the DeMark work, okay, on the daily, right, there's the 9 top, right? You get this lurch to a new high because people can't control themselves. You know, I'm being facetious, right? And then you get the dip. Now, the counter trend rally could be today's dip. It could be kind of a shit show over the weekend. But obviously, if you look at the weekly chart, you know, if we're going to count 1 through 9 for a trend, you know, past trends have failed, right? If you bought strength in this at any point in the last year, you got smoked. So wouldn't it be funny if this was actually the opportunity to start the trend, because you've ingrained in everyone's mind every time it goes up, you sell? So I guess if it's the same story, well, that's the market update. But if it's not the same story, then look for support, right? Look for support. Okay, Solana. Solana we like for a variety of reasons. Okay, I can pull this back up. Okay, I can always talk Solana at this point based on what our AI is saying. So if you look at this on a weekly chart or on a daily chart, if Solana is above 125, then it's game on. Okay, I did go over Gala, but I can do it again. Okay, Gala, it made a 9 top, okay, and it's doing the counter trend rally. So it's behaving exactly as you would expect it. The question is, where does the dip stop? Where does the dip stop? If the dip stops, right, and the buyers come in, then that's a signal this can turn around and start rallying again. Okay, Digibyte. All right. So massive moonshot here, right? Big move. The support point is 0.03. So that was where the last give up trade started, right? So in Digibyte, again, you're going to want to see support hold. It's easy money on the moonshot, right? But the question is, does somebody come in and buy the dip? Okay. On the 4-hour chart, it looks like we're in the process of forming a wave 4. So there could be additional dips. I don't know. But it does look like if you were holding Digibyte, you can hang out for a new high. Now, Elrond. Elrond is another coin like Solana, okay, hint, hint, where it's consolidating in a range, all right, but our AI is picking up on it, okay? So here's the 9 top, okay, on the daily chart. So this is Elrond. Here's the 9 top over here, down. Here's the 9 bottom over here, up, right? Getting the picture? Elrond has been in a range, okay? So here's the 9 top. Here is the classic counter trend rally. Here's kind of a warning sign, okay? You got a warning of a bottom. This could be a warning of a top, all right? We got to see what happens. But if buyers come in, right, AI has got the same look on Elrond as it does with Solana. So 2 moonshot big caps are showing up at the top of our rankings, right? The top of the rankings. So in other words, Elrond's doing nothing and the rating went like this. That's what you saw in Zilliqa, and that's what you see in small caps pretty much every week on Token Metrics. I mean, we have a newsletter for our $19 a month subscribers where it's like called Token Metrics Navigator. And at the bottom, it's TM performance. You can see the coins for that week, a lot of them coming from Gate.io and KuCoin, where highly ranked coins were up 300%. Now, tokenmetrics.com doesn't do it all for you, but are you going to sort through 6,000 cryptos? Okay. Somebody asking for Sandbox. All right. Sandbox board of directors spoke this morning at NFT LA. I retweeted one of our analysts who actually was over there listening to it. So that's crypto_noble to get that tweet. Or if you want to follow the analyst, it's _crypto Jacob. Okay. It's all on my Twitter. So I would seriously follow that guy because he's tracking NFTs and DAOs for us. So there's probably a lot of alpha on his Twitter. So check that out. Okay, you got Sandbox. Okay, obviously, you know, there's massive FOMO. There's the board of directors on stage. Okay, I tell you, they rally these things into a conference, right? Everyone is like, you know, buy the conference, sell the presentation. So that appears to be what happened in Sandbox. Now let's look at the weekly chart to see what kind of damage today's profit taking did. All right. Okay, so in Sandbox, the best support level is at 324. Okay, so 324 is a support level that I'm interested in Sandbox. Right? I'm interested in support. If it's a top, we'll get stopped out and reevaluate. Okay, was there a gala presentation? Not that I know of. Not that I know of. All right. Is Chainlink and Cosmos dead? Okay, so this is Cosmos. Is Cosmos dead? I don't think so. I don't know how layer zero, in other words, when you go to a conference, right? This pretty much the second smartest guy we saw was like, it's ridiculous to say, oh, it's the sandbox metaverse or it's the Decentraland metaverse, or every guy in a diner is like, I'm building a metaverse. He's like, no, man. The metaverse is all of it, like the internet. Like, can you imagine somebody going, oh, I'm building the internet. Oh, no, wait, I'm building an internet. No. You have a domain name on the internet, right? So when he talks to metaverse, somehow that's going to have to get all linked together. And layer zero's got to be a part of that, I would think, right? So layer zero is not dead. It's just not being traded. It's just not being traded, right? Cosmos was outperforming in January and December, and it looked absolutely amazing and unbelievable, right? And now it's like it's dead and it bores you. And that's what this market does. That's what it does to you, right? In other words, if you're going to get in a project like this, as long as the chart's not falling apart, right, the market bores you to death. Okay, Chainlink, all right? Chainlink does its 9 top on the daily chart. And then they FOMO this morning, and then they get smacked back down, right? It's painful when you're like FOMOing in at the top of a rally. When you got the 9 top, you wait for the counter trend rally. Just wait, right? It's like, all right, it's like, you guys want to FOMO, go FOMO. But if it comes back down and you find support, or if buyers start coming back in, so let's go to the 4-hour chart of Chainlink. So someone's asking, is Chainlink done? No, of course Chainlink's not done, right? I mean, if Chainlink's done, then the market's done, and that's the market update, and I'll see you in April. All right. Chainlink came right back down to the 38% retracement, right, of its up move. So if you look at the up move from 15 all the way up to 18, buyers showed up at the 38% retracement right around 17. Now, if we look at the retracement of the entire rally, Chainlink couldn't even get down to the 50% retracement of the whole rally off 14. There's people down there buying it because institutional money has to come to DeFi, end of story, right? I mean, April 10th or 12th, I believe, it's going to be the worst inflation number in the history of the United States. The worst number ever is going to come out on April 12th. Now, what's the market going to do when that happens? Well, I don't know, right? We know it's going to be bad, but, markets ignore things until they can't ignore them anymore. The future of money, the future of finance, the future of how to get any return on your money. The only place to get capital appreciation is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, etc. Period. You're going to buy Web 2? You're going to buy S&P 5% off its high? Are you kidding? That's crazy. That's crazy. If you want capital appreciation, you got to come to crypto. If you want yield, you have to come to DeFi. Now, Phantom and stuff like this, like I saw Phantom. I don't know if Phantom wound up green. Somebody will ask me about Phantom, so I'll just knock it out right now. Okay. So Phantom, no one wanted it at, at 90 cents, it was, oh my God, at $1.50, it was amazing. Okay. And neither is true. Neither is true. So you get the rush up. Okay. The D wave, you see the 5, that's the 5 wave top, right? So you want to be like, all right, well, let's let them hit it. Let's let them hit it until maybe it gets support. I don't know. Maybe it's $1.39. Just let them hit it. Let them hit it over the weekend, right? Equities traded terrible. Let's see where equities went out. Let's just check it out here. Okay, so S&P fell apart at the end of the day, right? 4-hour chart of S&P, horrid. right? Gets to a resistance point and then just collapses. So that looks terrible, right? VIX, the fear index, right? So we went from extreme fear in the beginning of March to no fear 20 days later. Don't you love equities? I mean, you know, 1 minute it's the end of the world, the next minute nothing's happening. Okay. Fear rises, but it comes off. Okay. You know, it's weekend war. That's the title of what we've got in our newsletter that's coming out this Friday for our retail customers at the, you know, low end, not the low end, but the basic plan. War on weekends. Okay. Crypto's got to deal with it. Everybody runs and sells everything because the Russians have learned how to spook the market on Friday. It's as simple as that. The thing is, are you going to buy into the fear in crypto? No, I wouldn't, right? I would just let the market move, find support, and then act accordingly, right? If you get stopped out, then you just continue to wait. Now, ICP, right? Amazing rush higher, huge 13 top on the 4-hour chart, followed by amazingly brutal correction. However, the brutal correction on the D wave looks like a 4 wave. So if buyers come back in, right? If buyers come back in, you know, probably at 1950. So, you know, if it holds $20.39, that would be amazing, right? The best support is probably at 1943. So if it holds there, then you can take a shot at a 5 wave. The level that's got to hold for the structure, the Elliott wave structure to be okay, is 1847. But even though they're going to sell it today, they're probably going to sell it after equities because equities freaked everyone out, right? So sometimes equities scare everyone and you blow it off and you go, whatever, and you buy it, right? But then when equities go, oh my God, on a Friday, now everybody in crypto is sitting there going, all right, well, equities are closed. Now what? And they freak out, right? Because there's no positive catalyst because the conference is over. So if they hit it today or Saturday morning, that's your opportunity. Everybody's sleeping on NKN. Oh, and then there's Lena. Okay, so again, climactic short-term top followed by deep correction. Let's go to the weekly. Okay, and you know, like I said, some of this stuff is just so destroyed that if you believe in it, just leave it, right? I mean, if this is a rounding bottom, right? If this is like a give up trade, 3 weekly candles down, base, right? Those little candlesticks where they rally, right? It rallies, but then it comes back off again. Like sometimes it comes down to little candlesticks, right? It goes up, it comes back down, but they can't slam it down anymore, right? They run into a floor and then all of a sudden it goes green. I don't know. Leave it. Leave it. Okay. Luna and Rune is all you need. You know what? Kind of is tough to argue with that if big money is coming to DeFi. Okay. If big money is coming to DeFi, you know, the question in Luna is it priced in? You know, every time in crypto, when you have like a parabolic monster uptrend, right, it doesn't really pay to fade it. So I'm not seeing anything on the Luna chart, at least the weekly chart, other than the fact it's trying to make a new all-time high. But again, if it's making a new all-time high, right, and it holds, right, so the old all-time high was 103. So if you get a weekly close above like 103.68, we talked about this earlier, then you can just go with it, right? Now, you know, right now, you know, Luna is doing the dip thing, but when Luna does the dip thing, it doesn't do it for very long. Now, this has been a pain, right? It's been a pain because every time, you know, Every time Luna looks like it's going to explode, it comes off. I think the best support point might be 97. So if you're going to give it a shot and let it go down, right, 97 might be the way to do it. Okay. Now, someone says upside in Luna has to be limited. All right. Now, let me tell you, if there is a reason why Luna's upside is limited, okay, it's because, you know, the stable coin thing is played out. I mean, if you can get 7 or 8% in a stable coin or 4% in a stable coin, but inflation's 10%, right? The days of trying to protect yourself from inflation with stable coin yield, especially if you're a big player, I don't know. It may have come and gone. I mean, okay, they have to come to DeFi because they can't get 2% in the 10-year note. So they have to get here. But if you want real inflation protection, you need capital appreciation. Now, you're going to get that in Luna's coin, maybe, right? But it's outperformed. So if it's above 103, it can go higher. But when I look at Bitcoin at 48K, oh my God, I look at ETH. Where are they selling ETH today? Like, you know, what meatball is selling ETH at 3,300? I mean, okay, yeah. I drew resistance at 3381. Okay. And you know, we're 3372 and ETH moved around there. This is a 4-hour chart. Okay. So ETH couldn't get through 3380 and then it came off. All right, fine. It's at resistance, but is it cheap or expensive? $3,000 Ethereum in a world where money, the value of money is in question. Please, 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 please. Okay. Oh, Wolfgang says, oh my God, that's not what Wolfgang said, but he says, I can't believe I got to the end of the stream and did not give Cardano Nation any love. So let's check out what's going on in the DeMark universe for Cardano Nation. Okay. So on the weekly chart, there's a 9 and a 13 bottom in Cardano. So that is a solid bottom, right? I mean, if Cardano does not go on an uptrend after that, if this is one and done, I cannot help you guys. I think it's more likely that this is the start of Cardano going the other way to $1.64. So for our guys that cut up the clips for price predictions, you know, Cardano has got to go to 164, in my opinion. Now, let's get wild and look at a monthly chart. We haven't done that in a while. Nothing here on the monthly chart that's good or bad, okay? But it is a green reversal month for Cardano, okay? Cardano was down, and then it came all the way back. So, you know, I think I'm just eyeballing this chart. The last time you saw something like this, oh, wow, shocking, April of last year. And Cardano, after going down to $1, wound up at 250. So, you know, Cardano catalysts can appear out of nowhere. And then you got guys like BitBoy, okay, and Benjamin Cohen, right, who talk about this thing all the time. So, you know, I'm not going to lie. These guys know what they're doing in terms of who they sort of cater their videos to. When I look at this, this looks like a 3-wave high in Cardano at $1.22. The 4-wave correction will end probably right where the FOMO legs started. So that's like $1.13. Okay. And then Cardano's going to make a new high for this move. Okay. It'll make a new high for this move. Let me see if I can get a number. So we've got a robust Cardano price prediction. Let's see what it gives me. No, didn't get anything on that. Let's go to this type of retracement on a bigger chart. So let's go to the daily chart of Cardano. Let's go to the all-time high, and let's see what we get. Or let's go to the high at 240, right? And I'm not seeing anything here that stops Cardano, right? So I know that took a minute, okay? I know it wasn't exhilarating television, but, you know, Cardano at $1.50 is the next level, okay? So as you can see, every time Cardano gets above $1.50, the automated DeMark, right, support and resistance system shows that, you know, it's coming off, and it's a psychological number, okay? And I'm sorry, that's $1.20. My apologies. So every time it gets above $1.20, it comes off. Now, what happens if Cardano gets the support at $1.10? That's probably a buy, not investment advice, okay? Cardano's eventual destination, probably 130. What's above 130? Not a lot. Not a lot, right? I mean, Solana, Avalanche, and Phantom, if they go up, Cardano goes up, right? Cardano is expensive, cheap, the valuation, you like it, you don't like it, it has a huge following. So if there's a catalyst, if there's an NFT, metaverse, DeFi catalyst, I would say metaverse and DeFi catalysts can drive all of these layer ones. I think it's going to drive Near and Cosmos if you follow our fundamental guys, right? And I think AVAX and Solana are other plays. And of course, ETH at 3,000 is a joke. That's just me. All right, folks, I got to wrap it up for today. Okay. I got to wrap it up for today. Interesting that somebody said this Cardano daily chart could be a teacup and handle formation. Very interesting observation. Okay. That is possible. Now, the thing is with handles, they're annoying. So if this is a teacup here, right, you could have a 5 or 6 day handle or more. The bottom line is people are going to buy the dip in Cardano to $1.10. They're going to do it. If they're right, they're going to hold the trade. Okay. They're going to hold the trade. All right, folks. That is it for today. That is it from NFT Los Angeles. Okay. Metaverse probably is a trade that's going to come back after hearing what I heard today. NFTs are like Las Vegas, right? You'll probably lose money. Okay. The house always wins in Vegas. In NFTs, you have a shot at winning better than Vegas, but you got to have research, which you can get at tokenmetrics.com, right? With NFTs, you can also have fun. Because the thing that everybody forgets in crypto is that crypto is supposed to be fun. You're supposed to make money, yes, but you're also supposed to have fun. And if it's not fun, then you're probably not making money, right? Crypto can make you miserable. So one thing I would suggest is focus on two things: support, risk management, and don't laugh, but fun, right? Enjoy the process. Crypto is scary. War is on. Inflation is out of control. But crypto is the beacon of hope. So if you get support in Bitcoin at 44, if 3,200, holds in ETH, if there's an awful weekend or if there isn't, right? You wake up on Monday and everybody goes, wait a minute, what was I afraid of again on Friday? I forgot. So that's how I'm approaching the market. And that's what I want to leave you with. So from Oslo, right, to Los Angeles, right, can Rune go to $100 is the last question. Well, I can't give investment advice, but I do know that the original research that we read on Rune from Red Phone Crypto, he had a thesis about what happens if Rune got 1% of the Bitcoin and 1% of the ETH into its system, right, for DeFi. Okay, so the Rune price target was above 12, and let's leave it at that. All right, folks, that's it for the market update. I will be here on Monday.